Thank you, Madam Mayor. Today's budget is one of the most important set by Havering, and it isn't a pleasant one. Everybody in this chamber is in agreement that we need a better funding settlement from government. And Madam Mayor, let's be clear. The funding crisis won't go away because we make some statements here in the chamber. The truth is that all the talk about government funding won't justify the cuts that the administration is still choosing to make. So instead of preaching to the choir about government funding, let's talk about the choices that we have. Let's take a look at the decisions made in this budget. £1 million has been found to keep 30 minutes free parking in Hornchurch and Upminster. Well, not all of Hornchurch, because the parts that fall in Councillor Holt's ward are going to be charged. There's vast sums of money that could continue to be found for Queen's Theatre. Well, that's a choice. And recently, when caving into public pressure, the administration made a choice to reverse their plans to attack Romford's funding of parking. When it's a decision to spend money, Madam Mayor, the administration takes the credit and calls it their choice. So conversely, the cuts are your choice. £200,000 cut from the SEND transport budget is their choice, and it is not forced. Focusing specifically on the choice to cut SEND funding, I want to highlight what our budget proposes. We are saying keep the funding at current levels. Very simple. We're not saying ignore the results of the consultation. We're not saying don't hold a review. We're not saying don't give parents a choice. What we're doing is acknowledging that no child or parent chooses a disability and they don't suddenly recover from it. We acknowledge there will be an increase in demand for our SEND services, and so reducing the budget for it is foolishness because you will overspend. And where did we find the money to keep things as they are? Well, we made a choice, Madam Mayor. We chose to provide housing for more vulnerable families, which saves us the money to invest into SEND transport. Think of that for a moment. We're reducing homelessness and fully funding SEND transport. That's a win-win. We've chose to put on hold an expensive consultation to protect our most vulnerable residents. Madam Mayor, I watched the consultation presentation to the People Committee, and 2 Labour councillors made comments I agree with. The consultation was biased, and if we cut anything, the last thing we cut should be SEND transport. I agree with both of those Labour councillors. SEND transport are not a financial problem. There are people who love and protect them.
Thank you, Councillor.